Meghan Markle, she's your favourite. We have to talk about her 45th birthday. It went publicly unacknowledged by the royal family on Tuesday.
The royal family has humiliated Meghan Markle with a public snub for her 45th birthday.
How this lady has turned 45. And Link, it's just such bad news because all of a sudden, this birthday, this 45th birthday, has turned into an absolute disaster for Meghan Markle.
Carefully staged photo ops to look at what is really being communicated. Scott, I know you've missed our girl, and today is a bit of a Meghan Markle extravaganza.
Sashay like a drag queen around her crap kitchen with a fake birthday tiara on her head. This is real.
What if the loudest message wasn't spoken at all? No dramatic statement, no official announcement, no public confrontation, just silence. On what should have been one of Meghan Markle's biggest personal celebrations, the royal family did something that immediately caught the attention of royal watchers around the world.
It's just Meghan celebrating Meghan. Meghan wishing herself birthday messages from Meghan to Meghan. It reminds me, she had a watch inscribed many years ago. She bought herself a tank watch and she had it inscribed for the future daughter that she might one day have. And it was like 2mm from MM. It's still very much the same. Meghan can't help herself. She has to celebrate herself. We saw very, very similar when it was their anniversary. It was the celebration of Meghan. Everything was geared up for Meghan.
As her 45th birthday arrived, there were no public birthday wishes from Buckingham Palace, no Instagram post, no message from the king, no congratulations from the Prince and Princess of Wales. For some people, that silence was simply royal protocol. For others, it spoke louder than any headline ever could, and the timing couldn't have been more awkward. Instead of royal celebrations dominating the news, the conversation quickly shifted toward Meghan's own birthday posts, public reactions, and a growing debate over whether the Duchess was trying to send a message of her own.
Meghan Markle's biggest supporters in the United States of America, and we were just going to celebrate how this lady has turned 45. And Link, it's just such bad news because all of a sudden, this birthday, this 45th birthday, has turned into an absolute disaster for Meghan Markle with two pieces of news that could destroy her. First, she's been caught ripping off her social media videos again. Second, massive development in this Prince Harry court case that could actually end up costing Harry and Meghan millions and millions of pounds.
Royal commentators immediately began asking the same question. Was this simply another birthday, or was it another sign that the distance between Harry, Meghan, and the royal family has become almost impossible to repair? Tonight, we're breaking down everything that happened, from the palace's silence to Meghan's response to the reactions that exploded across social media.
The theories on that will continue to run wild, and I'm here for it. But Link, don't you think there's something quite sad about the fact 45 years old, that is, I'm 43. You should be very content at that age, very happy about where you're at with life, very confident in your friendship groups and your career. And Meghan had the opportunity for all of that. And actually what we're seeing today is just a trickle. No one really wants to acknowledge this. No one really wants to celebrate her. She's probably going to end up having to celebrate herself. And in some ways, Link, do you feel anything sad about it? Or is it just like, I'm sorry, this is karma, bitch?
Because sometimes the biggest royal story isn't what was said, it's what wasn't. Welcome back. Every year, members of the royal family celebrate birthdays under a well-established system. Senior working royals often receive public birthday tributes through official social media accounts, while private family celebrations usually stay behind closed doors. This year, however, Meghan Markle's birthday became one of the most talked about royal stories.
Duchess of Sussex, she celebrated her birthday.
Yes, so happy birthday to her. We are always grateful to her. She provides so much content for us and she's always interesting. And it's her birthday, but we're getting the gifts. Look at her. She's provided a little vision of her dancing. She's provided some vision of the two rescue dogs they have, Pula and Mamma Mia. She's got the groove, hasn't she? And as I say, this is her 45th birthday. We've even got some lovely pictures of her. Oh, there you go. That one's Mamma Mia, and the black one, the Labrador, is Pula.
Not because of a lavish celebration, but because of what didn't happen. Royal commentators quickly pointed out that no official birthday message appeared from the royal family's public accounts, something they argued was consistent with protocol for non-working royals after stepping away from official duties. Others viewed the silence as symbolic of the continuing distance between the Sussexes and the rest of the family. The discussion rapidly spread across television panels, royal commentary programs, and social media. The debate became even bigger when Meghan shared glimpses of her birthday online.
Royal commentator Tom Skies told Page 6 birthday wishes to a private citizen would be sent privately. There's absolutely no way anything will be put on social media feeds or anything like that. Royal expert Kinsey Schofield agreed, saying Markle's in-laws haven't wished her a happy birthday on Instagram ever since she stepped away from her royal responsibilities. They believe Meghan played a significant role in the breakdown of family trust, and I think any suggestion that they're secretly exchanging birthday wishes belongs more in the realm of wishful thinking than reality.
Suddenly, everyone had an opinion. Was she simply sharing happy family moments, or was every post carefully designed to answer months of speculation surrounding her public image? That question has divided royal watchers ever since. And the deeper you look, the more complicated the story becomes.
The lack of public well wishes from the monarchy is said to have outraged the always in need of attention Meghan. And so in the most tragic and dire of circumstances, she's gone and posted her own happy birthday wishes to herself on social media.
Oh dear.
Is that Harry? Oh, look, the dancing, the t-shirt. Oh, the dog, no. Oh, the dog gets a hat. The dog gets a hat. So is that Harry's voice?
Sit.
I think it is. I think that's Harry. Oh my gosh, look how excited she is that the dogs are wishing her a happy birthday.
Oh no.
Oh.
Take it off. I'm sorry.
Did she forcefully put that on the dog?
Birthdays usually bring celebration. This one brought controversy. Long before Meghan's birthday arrived, many royal observers wondered whether Buckingham Palace would publicly acknowledge the occasion. Some believed King Charles might choose a small gesture behind the scenes. Others argued that wouldn't happen at all. When the day finally arrived, the answer became clear. Nothing appeared. No official Instagram post, no public message, no birthday graphic, nothing.
So Meghan Markle, to me, I feel like she's her own self-saboteur. Like, she self-sabotages everything. And I've said for the past few weeks, she might be the first person to go rags to riches and then back to rags that quickly, because she tells this rags to riches story. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know. Her father was pretty successful, but she paints this narrative that she grew up over a garage in a bad neighborhood with her mom, and they used to play down in the driveway, and she's this self-made woman. Then she marries Prince Harry, who's the most eligible bachelor on earth, and now I think she's gonna go back to rags. Like, you went rags to riches.
To some viewers, the silence looked personal, but several royal commentators argued that it was actually consistent with long-standing royal practice. Their reasoning was simple. Meghan is no longer a working royal. Since stepping away from official royal duties alongside Prince Harry, public birthday messages from official palace accounts have generally not been expected. Several commentators described the absence of a public greeting as protocol rather than an extraordinary decision, while also noting that private family communication, if any, would likely remain private.
What Harry wrote in his book and what we know about some of Meghan's antics, particularly against Princess Kate, I think some of those bridges may be burned permanently. So, we'll see.
Still, that explanation didn't stop the online discussion. Within hours, social media exploded. Some people accused the royal family of sending a cold message. Others defended the palace, saying the rules should apply equally to everyone. Royal experts also pointed out another important detail. Working royals represent the institution. Official social media pages are designed to highlight official duties, not private family relationships.
So again, Harry, it's interesting that you can hear him. She wants you to know he's there, but you don't see him. I think that's always intentional. But I think he's the cameraman for the dance clip. And she wants you to know he's around when she does the dog thing. But again, it's the only evidence of him is his voice. Classic Meghan, right? Prove the happy private life without showing the full picture.
From that perspective, The palace simply followed the same approach it has used before. But public opinion doesn't always follow protocol. Many viewers focused on one question. If relationships inside the family had improved, wouldn't there have been at least a simple public message? No one outside the family truly knows. And that's exactly why the speculation continued growing. Even commentators who believed the palace had followed normal procedure admitted that the optics were powerful. Sometimes, silence creates a bigger headline than words ever could. Meanwhile, attention began shifting away from Buckingham Palace and toward California.
Well, I was surprised to see Meghan at an LA screening of Cookie Queens this week, a documentary about Girl Scouts. Harry and Meghan executive produced this, but you're from the entertainment industry. You know that means that like they just threw some money at it so that they could have their name associated with it. So I don't want to give them too much credit when I say that Harry and Meghan executive produced this. But she was talking to the crowd about some advice Prince Harry gave her on zooming out on tough days.
Because Meghan wasn't staying silent. She was telling her own story, and that story would become just as controversial. While the palace remained quiet publicly, Meghan's social media told a very different story. Birthday balloons, family moments, behind-the-scenes clips, photos from home, and a series of carefully shared memories that immediately became the focus of royal commentary.
Meghan is still busy elevating herself. We just saw those 2 videos come out on her Instagram. I'm still laughing about those, and so are you. I've got some What's the Goose Up, and we go into that. There's a very specific pattern that has me interested and fascinated here. So when Harry is taking the public hits, she either disappears, usually the case is like, think about when he was advertising Spare, going through Spare, and people were commenting how awful it was. She was nowhere to be found for quite a while. So she disappears, or she shifts like she is now into pure self-promotion.
Supporters saw something completely different from critics. To them, it was simply a woman celebrating another birthday with her family. A personal moment, nothing more. But critics argued that once those private moments became public, they naturally invited public discussion. Royal commentators began examining everything: the timing, the images, the captions. Even the smallest details became talking points. One birthday post in particular sparked widespread conversation because it appeared to present a cheerful, carefully curated family celebration at a time when public interest in the Sussexes remained unusually high.
Meghan's in full self-promotion mode, which ties in perfectly with her birthday as well. But she's doing this founder content, and Harry is almost completely absent. This happens repeatedly. It's not a one-off, and I find it interesting. I just always have this fascination in psychology, and I think there's a lot of psychology going on there. The content calendar itself shows who gets protected and who absorbs the public cost. So I find that completely interesting. But today is Meghan's birthday. Depending on who you believe, she turns 45. There's an established pattern here based on previous years where her personal account will stay relatively quiet on the day, but as ever, will post a never seen before photo of her. I believe that's what they did last year as well. And then they'll do a caption written in third person, gushing about Meghan and calling her our founder. So that way we're led to believe it's not Meghan writing itself. It is one of her employees, underlings, whatever she's calling it.
Royal commentators debated whether it was simply a personal update or a deliberate attempt to shape the public narrative, illustrating how almost every move by Harry and Meghan continues to be closely analyzed. And that was only the beginning, because over the next few days, new commentary, new criticism, and new royal reactions would turn what started as a birthday into one of the biggest royal talking points of the week. As the headlines continued to spread, one thing became increasingly clear. This story had moved far beyond a birthday. It had become another chapter in the ongoing conversation about the relationship between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the royal family.
Celebrating the woman behind it all. Happy birthday to our founder. So get ready for that. I'm calling it now. The effect is that the brand elevates her, or so she thinks. I don't know that the brand does as much as she thinks it does, but she seems to think that the brand's elevating her. So it doesn't look like she's wishing herself a happy birthday, but the focus stays firmly on her image and her status as a founder. I just find that funny, especially knowing that the Confessions of a Female Founder, that podcast I listened to, is no longer. So she still calls herself the founder. Sure, why not? I think the interesting psychology behind it that's got me fascinated is this hierarchy behind it all. So Meghan functions as the primary brand / product. And it feels like it's just that main character syndrome, right? So she's out front and center. We're not seeing Harry. We never see the kids. We did see a glimpse of the dog, which so many of you guys felt the same way as I did, that it was so weird the way she fed that dog like that.
Royal commentators remained divided. Some argued that the palace simply followed the same protocol it has followed for years. From that perspective, there was nothing unusual about the absence of a public birthday message. Others believed that, regardless of protocol, the silence reflected just how distant the relationship has become. And that's exactly why this story generated so much attention. Because when the royal family says nothing, people often fill that silence with their own interpretations. Over the past few years, every interaction, or lack of one, between Harry, Meghan, and the rest of the royal family has been examined from every possible angle. A handshake becomes a headline, a photograph becomes a debate, a missing birthday message becomes an international news story. That's the reality of modern royal life.
You said something like right off the bat that I don't think you really caught on to. Meghan spends With Love Meghan almost its entirety having people tell us why she's so great. And she even herself talks about why what she's doing is so great. In this moment, she really is she's explaining things that need to be explained to the audience. It's like she's doing such a better job in actually executing the task at hand during this TV segment that's over a decade, old, versus when we see her on With Love Meghan, where she's orchestrated an entire TV show to talk about how great she is when she's not doing much of anything. And she's certainly not explaining to us in a clear fashion what she's doing and why she's doing it.
Every move matters, and every silence creates another wave of speculation. While the palace stayed out of the conversation publicly, Meghan's own birthday content continued to dominate online discussion. Royal commentators noted that nearly every image, every video, and every caption was being analyzed by supporters and critics alike. Supporters argued there was nothing unusual about sharing birthday memories with followers. Critics questioned whether the carefully curated posts were intended to reinforce a particular public image. Neither side agreed, but both sides kept talking.
Very little traction, except for the Diana. We'll talk about that. It didn't really get traction, so she added this on. I think that's pretty funny. And I think she was trying to go for, I don't even know, with the black and white photo. I would say more glamorous, but she really missed that mark. But then here she's trying to give more casual birthday girl. In case you didn't know it's her birthday, she wanted to make sure that you saw it. That's my initial take. You can definitely let me know yours, but I want to talk about this because this is what's really got me intrigued. So, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, she posted this picture. And I still stand by the reason she did this in this particular bathing suit is because she's trying to rewrite the Google algorithm. Meaning that before, when you'd search her in the black one piece, you'd get the cheeks out for still never not funny to me. Cheeks out for grandma photo. I know, I've talked about it a lot, but I can't stop. The cheeks out right before the tribute to Diana with the children taking flowers to her grave. It still shocks me the things I have to say because of those two idiots, Meghan and Harry. Anyway, so the cheeks out to Diana photo, I assume she was trying to rewrite that and be like, oh, well, that got backlash. Maybe I can get some attention for this. But then you brilliant flock let me know, no, there's a famous photo of Diana doing this.
And perhaps that's the most remarkable part of the story. Whether people admire Meghan or disagree with her, she remains one of the most discussed figures connected to the royal family. Few public figures can post a short birthday video and generate days of international debate. That level of attention says something, not necessarily about the birthday itself, but about the public fascination that continues to surround the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Royal experts have repeatedly observed that almost everything Harry and Meghan do now is viewed through the lens of their departure from royal duties. Every appearance, every interview, every business project, every family update.
Internet is reacting big time to this. So I thought we could take a look at some of the reactions and have some laughs, shall we? All right. Then we'll take a look at what you guys are saying on What's the Goose Up. Starting with this one posted by Alice Roosevelt, 1884. Why can't Harry understand what's happening? I think that's a question a lot of us are asking. I certainly am. Why doesn't he see it? It's so odd. Oh, God, that photo. All right. What is there to understand? He's been telling us she's Diana's reincarnation. He sees Diana in her, wants everyone to see that in her. People have to realize he is worse than Meghan at this point. Both are delusional and can't stoop much lower when cash dries up. I think this is well said. A great point. I go back and forth with who I think is worse, and I think they might be right. I think Meghan is a scare. I'm not diagnosing, as I always say, I'm not diagnosing, but in my opinion, Meghan seems like a scary narcissist, but I don't know what's up with Harry. I think he's scary on many levels. So you can let me know your thoughts on that. Oh my goodness. All right. And then this person said, so he's telling people he basically married his mother. That's healthy. Oh, I know. I've been screaming the same since Spare. Face cream, anyone? Oh, gross. So disgusting.
And now, even a birthday celebration. When you step back from all the headlines, something interesting becomes clear. This wasn't simply about turning 45. It became a symbol. For some, it symbolized how much the relationship between the Sussexes and the royal family has changed. For others, it highlighted the difference between official royal protocol and public expectations. And for millions watching around the world, it became another reminder that the royal story is far from over. Because despite years of interviews, documentaries, memoirs, and countless headlines, people are still asking the same questions. Will Harry ever fully reconcile with his family? Could Meghan and the royal family ever rebuild trust? Or has that chapter already closed forever? No one outside the family knows the answers.
There were no congratulations or celebrations from the Kardashians or the Williams or even her Suits co-stars. So instead, as ever, the account that she runs, the account that she writes, posted this. Happy birthday to our founder, Meghan. Lighting number 84 to celebrate. Oh, she's selling a candle while putting out new pictures of her childhood. What's that about privacy? There was one public message, one. Nothing from the royal family, nothing from any A-list friends, one message publicly from Kelly J. Zedgfen, who wrote, happy birthday to this great dream girl. You are very loved. And as royal YouTube sensation, according to Taz, pointed out, it was the Queen Mum's heavenly birthday yesterday. You can bet your last penny she never wore a plastic or cardboard tiara in her life. But you know who did? Two separate American duchesses who were obsessed with their titles and status after marrying a king. Tash.
And that's why every new development continues to attract worldwide attention. At the end of the day, Meghan Markle's 45th birthday became much bigger than anyone expected. The palace remained publicly silent. Meghan celebrated with her own social media posts. Royal commentators offered very different interpretations. Supporters defended her. Critics questioned the optics, and millions of people around the world watched the conversation unfold. Whether you believe the palace simply followed long-standing protocol or think the silence carried a deeper meaning, one thing is impossible to ignore. The relationship between Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the royal family continues to be one of the most closely watched stories in the world. Every public appearance, every statement, every photograph, and sometimes even the absence of a birthday message becomes front-page news.
We've discussed that this is what Meghan wants, that this is what Meghan's wanted throughout the years. And right before she meets Prince Harry, I believe it's in Tom Bower's Revenge, he talks about how Meghan was taking meetings with agents and agencies trying to sell a cooking show or a traveling cooking show where she was the host. So this is in the wheelhouse of what she was trying to create, the lifestyle she was trying to create for herself before she meets Prince Harry. But again, my point is that she's never done the due diligence to prove why she belongs there. You know, just because you like to eat doesn't make you an expert on food. You know, it's the magicians in the kitchen that we admire for their creation. A consumer is not necessarily a great creator. So why is she positioned as an authority on this and in a position to ruin somebody's life path?
Only time will tell whether future birthdays look different. But for now, one thing is certain, the conversation surrounding Harry and Meghan isn't slowing down anytime soon. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest royal news, exclusive updates, and in-depth analysis. I'd also love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the palace simply followed royal protocol? Or do you believe the silence sent a stronger message? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.